Explain it. I don't really know how to explain it, so my mama gonna explain it.
All right, just the judge who decided that 8-4, it was the Governor DeSantis. He made that new death penalty law. It went in effect immediately once he passed the law. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's 8-4 for the death penalty. The state chose not to drop the death penalty. And she wanted to file a motion to implement that. She wanted to go underneath these new guidelines. So it has nothing to do with, they're making it easier for him to be found or made this new law. It's for anybody.
Literally.
Not just for Melly. It's for anybody who is currently having a death penalty case. So is it fair? No.
Absolutely not.
It's basically like a knee-jerk decision from the Parkland shooting, that was someone who really did deserve the death penalty, but that's nor here nor there. So yeah, today we had more jury selection because the jury panel had to get death penalty qualified.
Oh yeah.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to Moe TV. If this your first time slide on the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Turn me up real quick. Today, we diving right into the situation we got going on with YNW Melly. So, YNW Melly is on trial fighting for his life right now, y'all. And most people think he might be dead, like he might get the death penalty. Why you say that? Because Florida changed their laws recently. So, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, recently changed the law where you don't need a unanimous vote from the jurors anymore to give somebody the death penalty. You only need an 8-4 vote. That makes it really hard for YNW Melly to not get the death penalty if he loses the case. I mean, because he already fighting for his life with that, literally. Like, it's no jail time. He's going to be on death row after that. So, the reason for this video is I really feel like people in America need to know who Ron DeSantis is. This might be our future president. He running for president. He might win. You need to educate yourself on him because he is a possibility if Trump did it. So, Ron DeSantis, he's a decorated individual. I won't lie, man. He went to Yale University. He went to Harvard University. While doing that, he was in the Navy, so he really was a decorated individual. While in the Navy, he was deployed to Iraq, and he even served at the Guantanamo Bay Center. If y'all watch Harold Kumar, they got them Cockney sandwiches there. Real dangerous there. But enough of that, man. The reason I'm letting y'all know about him because he recently signed that law lowering the death penalty threshold in Florida, as you see. Which, in this situation, is not directed to YNW Melly. It's literally directed to recently the Parkland school shooter. But Florida will become the state with the lowest threshold for imposing the death penalty under a law signed by Governor Ron DeSantis. So it wasn't Thursday. It was like April 20th he did this. So way before, YNW Melly trial started. So they don't need a unanimous vote anymore. That means it used to be you needed 12 people on the jury to say you guilty. Now you only need 8-4. So if 8 people out of that 12 jury selection see YNW Melly guilty, then man, he gonna get the death penalty, which is kind of sad, man. He's innocent until proven guilty, but like we said, it's not directed towards him. It's just directed towards people in the future. And that Parkland school shooting really killed that whole thing. But Ron DeSantis has been real interesting lately because he's been signing all kind of bills. Right now, you see this abortion bill he signed in Florida. It's basically saying if you are over 6 weeks pregnant, you cannot get an abortion, which is crazy for a man to make that law for a woman because most women, as I heard, don't even know they're pregnant until about 6 weeks. The next thing Ron DeSantis did was sign the Don't Say Gay bill, which they probably should have named it something else. You already sound real controversial saying that, man. But it say to cover all grades banning instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in schools. Schools are supposed to be a safe place for children, you know, to grow up without having to worry about being gay or straight. So, I mean, I do agree to keep that out the schools. You in there to learn, and you definitely should learn about your sexual orientation on your own. So, just to piggyback right off that bill, he passed the pronouns bill, which he prevents school staffers and students from using them or they to identify a boy or a girl. He basically went with you are he or she. So he's basically saying those are biological traits that you are born with. You are male or female. It's a lot of people who don't agree, but you have to understand that's the real Ray. So getting into this death penalty, you heard about the first part where you don't need a unanimous vote anymore. You only need an 8-4 favor. But he did drop a second part to that death penalty that I'm a fan of. He made it there that child rape victims who are convicted can now get the death penalty. That is huge, man. So the Supreme Court, they ruled in 2008 that it was unconstitutional, which I don't even understand why, man. If you touch a child, you deserve to go down, like under the jail. As soon as you get in there, line up to get beat on. That's how serious it is. So he was under fire for all of those new laws he passed. But this diversity law, it did hit different because he basically was banning federal funding from these colleges that was teaching any kind of diversity programs, inclusion programs. He basically felt that it was dividing the people. So for my thing is, for them to pass this, that means not just him felt this way. It's a lot of people felt this way, that we should just forget about everything that happened in the past. You don't need to be teaching that. It's only dividing us. You don't need to educate the children on it who don't know anything about it, like the younger generation that's going to come up, let's just say 10 or 15 years from now, but it's crazy that they signed this bill. But it just goes to show you what our country got going on. Y'all leave some comments, let me know how y'all feel about the whole thing, man. Free YNW Melly, we gone.